I would love to interview waiters at high-end restaurants today. It's Valentine's Day, boys. Happy Valentine's Day there. I love any holiday. You guys that know me, I'm always up for anything. So Valentine's Day is a good enough reason to have a good time as far as I'm concerned. And I'm going to go out and have a very fucking kick-ass lunch today, probably with a buddy. So a lot of guys are worried about being alone on Valentine's Day. It's like, man, I'm alone, and they beat themselves up, you guys know how it goes, right? It can go pretty dark, right? But the reality is that the saddest people today are the people at those high-end restaurants in loveless relationships. The waiters, they see this, they see this kind of thing happen. And they see the fights, they see the coldness, they see the lack of touching, lack of kissing, lack of affection, people on their phones, even outright anger and complaining at fights. And, you see a lot. Valentine's Day is a bit of a cauldron of emotions for a lot of people. Because if you're in a bad relationship, this is the day that reminds you of it. Every other day you can forget it. You can think, oh yeah, things are pretty good. On Valentine's Day, it's different. Valentine's Day, you're looking across the table, and sometimes the table is 400 feet long, and it's cold, man. There's ice. There's Siberian wind and ice going across the table, right? And blowing, man. And it's cold, man. And it's just not inviting. And it's also, the bill is very high. All the restaurants are just scamming people right and left. So this made me think about what is the type of either Valentine's Day or encounter with a woman that I think is something that is attractive or something that I think a lot of guys like. And I think the concept is a Bonnie and Clyde. I've always wanted a Bonnie, right? So, for example, no matter what I'm doing, Bonnie's up for it, right? Bonnie's up for what Clyde's doing, right? And she can hold her own, This is always the kind of girl I like, and she's not she's not tearing the place down, right? She's not taken away, right? She's kind of like, she's part of the rhythm. She's part of the program, And you don't need to verse her too much, because she will figure it out as you go along. I think Bonnie and Clyde is like the Bonnie and Clyde chicks I've had in my life. I mean, we get up to some shit, okay? We got up to some shit, okay? Trust me on that. And I mean some serious shit. And it was partly because they trusted me so much. And we had that kind of thing going on, So like a Bonnie Clyde type chick, right? That type of chick, let's say it's Valentine's Day, and we're walking down the street and we see all these really expensive dinners, right? What's Bonnie going to say? I know what she's going to say. She's going to be like, this is a total ripoff. Don't even think about taking me here, because this is a total ripoff. This is not good for us. It's not good for anything. And she's like, let's just get something to eat, and then maybe some other time let's get some nice food. And I'm like, wow, really? Because I'm kind of like, well, I'm willing to pay, right? It's like, you want to go eat a dinner, it's fine, right? It's like, it's not the end of the world. It's if it makes someone happy, whatever, But Bonnie is not like that. Bonnie's like, she sees the whole thing. She knows what a scam it is, and she knows how miserable everybody is usually in these restaurants. And so she's like, she doesn't want any part of that. Bonnie's down for some action. You might be plugging Bonnie, on the hood of your bonnet there, hood of your car there, bonnet of your car, right? She says, Bonnie needs the bone, right? She wants to have fun. And also Bonnie's up for shit, right? So she's she's up for a good laugh, right? She's up for a good laugh. And that's the kind of girl I really like, I remember one girl, there was after Valentine's Day, there was a big pile of roses that this, I guess it must have been some kind of flower shop, had thrown away. And she picked them up, after we had this like fantastic night where I fucked her, it was like super awesome. And we were laughing at everybody in the restaurant, actually. I'm serious. We looked into this expensive restaurant and we're like, look at these. No one's smiling. Like, what the fuck's wrong with these people? And then we're just laughing, right? And I just fucked her outside. It was hot. And then when she saw the flowers, that's right. It was later on in the evening. She saw the flowers. Like, it was like in the garbage. There was like a big pile, but they were on top, right? Big pile of nice roses. And she grabbed them, and then she looked at me, and she did this like smile, and then she handed them to me, like, give these to me, basically. She didn't say anything, right? And then I smiled, handing them to her real romantically, and then we like had a nice kiss, right? And she had that kind of sense of humor, right? She had that kind of, she was with me, right? We were thinking on the same page. And at the same time, like with a girl like that, I'm more willing to like, hey, whatever, you don't want to go to dinner? It's fine. It's like, I know that she's not sabotaging my life. And I know that she can kind of roll with me because I'm such an unusual guy that a lot of women can't roll with me. I need a pretty flexible woman who can roll with me, right? Whatever it is that we're up to, whether it's going to India, surfing for 6 months, that which I did, and things like that on a motorcycle, and took a couple of Bonnies with me, one Bonnie for a couple of weeks and another Bonnie, and we all had a great time. I mean, it's one of the memories of the girls' lives that we talk about now. Like, it's one of the best memories of our lives. That trip was insane. That trip was insane. And it was so good. And of course it was dirty, right? It was 1999 in India, driving a motorcycle around the small cities, surfing. I had my surfboard tied to the back of the motorcycle, had Bonnie on the back, fuck. We had a lot of good times, man. A lot of good times, a lot of good laughs. And, with a chick like this, things just kind of work out in a way. I remember we were in Pondicherry, I don't know how to pronounce it, but anyway, in southern India, there's a city that used to be a French colony. And so we were looking for some dinner, and it wasn't Valentine's Day, but it was around Valentine's Day. Might have even been Valentine's Day. But anyway, we saw this French restaurant right on the water, like you look down, it's directly into the ocean, right? And we sat there, and they served us the most, and I know French food, like I've been to France like many, many times, like when I was younger, especially I went to France a lot, and long story. And so, and I like French culture, by the way. I'm a big fan of the French, actually. But so we were going to have a nice French dinner, and she said, look, I want to pay. And she said, let's just eat whatever we want. So we ordered whatever it was, like a huge multi-course meal. And we just sat there, and we had a candle, and the water was lapping against the restaurant. It was only the two of us in the whole restaurant, because India was so poor back in '99. No one could afford this place. And I think it was a total of $50 for two people, so $25 each. And then she paid. She was like totally happy. I was happy to pay too, And it was like so romantic. It was so fucking romantic because we had kind of let it happen, Because we're in India, we're eating Indian food every day. There's like cows on the side of the road, some dead cows. Crashed a motorcycle. I'm surfing. I almost drowned once. We had some serious scares and issues. She thought she had lockjaw. One time, we went to the doctor. We were worried about, medical stuff, and went through there was a lot of emotions up and down, and girls love that. Girls love a guy who can take them on a fucking adventure, And it's one of my friends always says it. He says he's a pimp, right? And he's like, his name's Julian. He's like, adventure, adventure, and that's what it's about, right? So chicks really they like fucking adventure. And I like a chick who can be adventurous with me. That's the kind of girl, that's the Bonnie, right? That's the Bonnie I can deal with, right? And things go really, really well. And when that kind of mood or that kind of feeling dissipates, then you know that it's over. You know that time is past. And as you look back in your life, the girls that you did have like a Bonnie and Clyde type thing going on, those are the ones you remember. And I think this is the same for the girls. I really do. I think the fake expensive dinners, the Valentine's Day bullshit where everybody's like lying to each other and everybody's just, I don't know, it's just like so fake and so painful This type of stuff is not a memory. You probably don't even value the dinner, either one of you, right? But it goes in the credit card, so you got to pay for it, right? So, I would say the only type of chicks that I like to deal with, that I want to be around in my life, is the ones that like adventure. 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 I'm up for adventure, man. I'm always up for fucking adventure. And Bonnie is also, So I know there's a couple of Bonnies listening to this fucking channel, right? And this is the kind of shit, this is where it's about, man. Life is to be lived, man. That's what it's about. It's a vicarious, fucking dangerous, exciting life. And that's the way it should be. And today's Valentine's Day is usually the exact opposite. So don't fall into that trap. And just know that you're not missing anything. Like, you're not missing anything by missing the Western Valentine's Day. Trust me on that one. Thanks for listening. I hope you guys have a great day. And if you haven't, subscribe to the channel and share it with your friends, because YouTube's still bending us over on the subscribers. So make sure it gets out there. I'm going to make an email list so you can sign up. So I'll just send the email. I'll send the videos by email. So give me a little bit, and I'll start putting that link below the videos here soon. All right, guys. Hope you guys have a great day.